Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a story of what if Naruto mastered Kurama's chakra early. What if Naruto had gained control over Kyuubi's chakra during the month of the training for the finals of the Chunin exams. What if Jiraiya taught Naruto more than summoning watches? Naruto takes the whole world by storm with near unstoppable power and unmatched potential, but the chips are down and it's all or nothing against hidden threats and godlike enemies. Will he survive? Before we start, thank you for all of the support, it really means a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like and check the description for the creator of this great fanfic. So, let us start. Chapter 7. Nurses and Anbu, no way. But that would mean my dad was the fourth, stated Naruto in disbelief as he looked around the unsealed room. Three-pronged kunai hung around the room. A sword was hanging on the backmost wall. A large red and gold scroll sat on a pedestal beneath the sword. Two smaller, one on each side of the large one. The left one was gold, the one on the right was blue. The room was an armory and library that was built by his hero, and he was now in awe at finding out he was the man's son. The room itself was nearly the size of the whole basement. Waist-high racks of books and scrolls lined the walls, and the center of the room was 10-foot diameter ceiling array that seemed to shimmer the air around it. What is that? It's not a containment seal, pondered Naruto as he inspected the oversized array. There's 10 expansion seals around the perimeter and a bilateral gravity seal in the middle. But then why are there resistance seals linked with both the gravity seal and the... He was seriously going to have to thank Jiraiya for teaching him how to at least recognize the advanced aspects in sealing, as he doubted that he would even know what those seals were otherwise. No. No way in hell. The fourth. My dad made a self-contained gravity room, stated Naruto, summoning a shadow clone and having it move to the center of the seal. Naruto watched as the clone walked into the seal circle, moving slower and slower, only for the clone to crumple to the floor and poof out of existence once it reached the middle. Naruto sat shocked at the memories the clone sent back. The gravity increase is ridiculous, it's like the gravity seals that Tenzo told me about, only the whole area is like that. And it's way bigger from the inside, almost 100 feet across instead of the 10 that I see from here. I wonder. No. You're in no shape to enter that seal array. You have torn muscles all over your limbs and most of your body is strained otherwise. It's a miracle that you can even move right now. Going in a high-gravity environment such as that is asking to end up like your friend in green after my sibling got through with him. Fine. Way to ruin my fun. Responded Naruto as he walked around the seal and up to the pedestal where the three scrolls sat. Might as well read the small gold one first. Maybe this was one of Dad's. Kiri, well, I'll be damned, stated Ao, reading over an intelligence report that just came in from one of their spies. Mei-sama. You were correct to let that boy keep the Kubikiribocho. Seems he's already made a name for himself. Really? How so? Questioned Mei. Her interest peaked when the young blonde was mentioned. Said blonde had been on her mind quite a bit lately, though she wasn't sure why. The boy beat a Hyuga prodigy in outstanding fashion before defeating the one-tailed Jinchuriki by using a mixture of silent killing, mind games, and I quote, the densest hidden mist jutsu our informant has ever seen. Says he also summoned a giant toad to help when the one-tail container fully transformed, though it wasn't Gamabunta, it says he was equal in height. Stated Ao, though I doubt the boy can actually do all of that. After all, he is just a genin, even Kakashi Hatake wasn't that skilled at that age, and I doubt he is on par with Itachi Uchiha. Don't doubt him, Ao. Before I even gave him a scroll, he was Jonin level speed and strength. There's no telling what that boy will accomplish in the years to come. Stated Mei, her thoughts going back to her first time meeting the young man, and the literal ease he was able to throw Zabuza's sword around. Well, perhaps we should recruit him to join us then. Joked Ao, not even remotely serious about doing just that. It's not a bad idea. Council chambers, why are we here? And where are those idiot civilians? Questioned Sume Inuzuka. Danzo has called this meeting. Stated Sarutobi simply, not wanting to give anything away, even though he was sure it was about Naruto's promotion, or Sasuke's lack thereof. So why don't you fill us in, old man? What could be so important that you would call a full military council meeting? Questioned Jiraiya, who stood behind Sarutobi. Danzo frowned at the disrespect the Toad Sanin always treated him with. It has come to my attention that the Kyuubi Jinchuriki not only can use the beast's chakra, but also has been promoted to special Jonin, has been removed from Team 7 and is now your apprentice, Jiraiya. I wish to inquire why the council wasn't informed. Stated Danzo, his face staying impassive. Who cares? The kid beat a Jinchuriki and can use not only 3 of the Hidden Mist's most well-known jutsu, but can also use one of their legendary swords. The only question I have is why he wasn't made Jonin. I fail to see why there was a council meeting called over this. Questioned Shukaku, his head never moving from its position on the table. The other clan heads all agreed with him, though the elders were visibly displeased with the lazy Naru's comment. The council has been called because the boy possesses an imminent threat to the village. If he can use its chakra, then he can be influenced by it. If he can be influenced by it, then he could lose control of the beast and end up losing control entirely or worse, release it. Stated Danzo, a small smirk played out on his lips. He's not being influenced by the beast. That seal is as strong as the day my former student put it on. I checked it this morning. Plus the fact that everyone in this room has already been informed of his special Jonin status, as well as the advancement of both Shikamaru Nara and Shino Aburame. Stated Jiraiya, his eyes narrowed at the seemingly crippled old man. The only reason we are all here is so you can make a play to gain control of him. Danzo was about to retort when a loud explosion sounded from the west side of the village. In an instant, both Jiraiya and Sarutobi were out the doors, both the same thought in mind. That came from Naruto. Damn. They may get there before my men have a chance to grab the boy. With Naruto, Sarutobi and Jiraiya arrived to find Naruto was covered in blood, unconscious on the ground outside his house. There was a clear path where a line of trees had been vaporized, as well as what remained of 5 bodies littered around the young blonde, 2 missing heads, 1 missing his left leg with Naruto's sword run through his chest and 2 that had been cut in half. What the fuck happened here? Questioned Jiraiya as he observed the area around his godson before moving to Naruto's side and checking his vitals, which thankfully, were normal. It looks like none of this blood is his, though there is no way to be sure. I'll take him to the hospital. Anbu. Commanded Sarutobi. In less than a second, 4 Anbu had appeared around the old man. Seal the village and nobody enters this immediate area. I want the bodies taken to Inoichi and Ibiki. This area must be searched for any wounded that could answer our questioning. Then I want this entire area catalogued for any other clues. This attack on Naruto's life can't be a coincidence after the Chunin exams and I need to know who is responsible. Move. With Naruto at hospital, Naruto stir awake in the lumpy hospital bed. The moment he regained consciousness, he was out of the bed, up on his feet and his hands were flashing through hand seals. Naruto. It's okay, you're safe. Stand down. Commanded Tenzo from the corner of the room, ruining his own hand seals to restrain the blonde in case he couldn't calm him down. The familiar voice brought Naruto back to reality. He realized that he was in a hospital room. In the room with him was Tenzo, mask on his face, and a young nurse that had probably been checking him for something, though she had a deep red blush in her face. At some point during Naruto's jump from the bed to where he was now across the room, he had lost his hospital gown, and was now standing naked in his hospital room. Naruto felt the floor shift and a chest-high wall emerged in front of him. The nurse shook her head and regained her composure. Why, your vitals are normal, but your chakra network is strained heavily as well as most of your muscles. Stated the nurse. Her blush increasing as she examined his body, which was way too well developed to belong to a 13-year-old. Also your throat is very raw, so you should limit your talking. I don't know what happened to cause all these injuries, but you're lucky man to be up so soon and you may worry someone SP special if you don't take better care of yourself. How long till I can leave? Questioned Naruto, his voice hoarse. You're going to be stuck here for a while you recover. I'll be sure to stop by and check on your recovery, Naruto-kun. Winked the nurse as she walked out of the room, swaying her hips, making sure that the blonde hunk got a good view. That was weird, stated Naruto. He then grabbed his hospital gown from the floor and got back into his lumpy hospital bed. Where's the old man and pervy sage? I need to tell them something. I'll send for them, for now just get some rest, I'll make sure nothing bad happens, stated Tenzo with a hidden smirk, though with the looks that hot young nurse was giving you. No bad Tenzo. I need to stop being around Jiraiya-sama so much. Danzo, explain. Commanded Danzo as he looked down one of his root ninja, laying in the medical bay of his base, right arm cut off at the shoulder, a group of med nin healing the stub. He isn't human. We had him surrounded when he just mist appeared faster than we anticipated. The last thing I remember before retreating was the captain ordering a retreat and then losing his leg, which was when I barely escaped. Muttered the crippled ninja, his mind obviously still rattled from whatever the Uzumaki had done. Is there any way you can be traced back to us? Questioned Danzo, his tone still flat. No. Captain made sure we did everything as Code 6. Good. Once you're healed, report to the genetics lab and see what they can do. Stated Danzo, turning and walking away. Damn, 8 lower-level ninja and a captain lost to that brat. And now Hiruzen may be suspicious of me. This is not good. I am going to need to see that report when it's filed and make sure that nothing of value was found. With Naruto, are you doing alright Naruto? Questioned Sarutobi, his voice laced with concern at seeing his newest special Jonin hospitalized for the first time in 6 years. Yay. I'm good. Who were those people who tried to abduct me though? Asked Naruto, his voice less hoarse than when he first woke up. Chapter 8. Valley of the End. Part 1 Disclaimer. I am not responsible for any perverted actions or thoughts made by Jiraiya, Kakashi or Kurenai. 5 days later, Valley of the End. Naruto and Jiraiya had not made much progress. Naruto was working on his chakra control and mind manipulation with clones while he himself was working lightly on reflexes, speed and the Rasengan. In the meantime Jiraiya was working out how to maximize Naruto's training, as they had just made it to the border of Rice Country earlier in the day. They were moving slow for the time being, as Jiraiya wanted Naruto to be as combat ready as possible before they moved into Rice Country. Hunting down Orochimaru and any information about his activities would be complicated if Naruto was still slowed down by injuries. Hey pervy sage. Called out Naruto from his spot on the head of the first Hokage statue, thinking that maybe sitting on the head of the mammoth statue, he would gain some of the Mon's knowledge. So far, nothing had happened. No Gaki, I'm not teaching you anymore until you can form a complete Rasengan. And I don't have any more tips for you. Stated Jiraiya from the edge of the cliff next to the falls, a scroll in his left hand and a brush in his right. Why does everyone call you a sage? Questioned Naruto as he looked back at the empty balloon in his hand. Jiraiya was silent for a minute, unsure of how to answer the question. Well, that was unexpected. If I told him he would want to learn it. But would he need it? If he can fully harness the Kyuubi's power, then Sage Mode won't help at all. Naruto, ask Kyuubi what he knows about nature chakra and if his chakra could mix with it. Alright, responded a confused Naruto. Hey Kurama. You hear that? Yes brat, I did. Get comfortable, this is going to take a while. Hokage's office, you called for us Hokage-sama? Questioned Shikamaru as he and Shino walked into the office. Last night at roughly 11 o'clock, Sasuke Uchiha was reported to have left the village by Sakura Haruno. She did not say if he left of his own free will or if he was taken. Stated Sarutobi, both of the boys' eyes widened at the information. I am assigning both of you as co-squad leaders. Your mission is to gather any available genin and chunin to assist in the recovery of Sasuke Uchiha. I have already sent for reinforcements from outside the village. Get a Hyuga and an Inuzuka squad member, as you will have to track him down. You will leave from the north gate in 1 hour. Dismissed. Hi. Both responded before darting out of the office. This is very troubling. There is only 2 places Sasuke would run to. Itachi or Orochimaru. I will have to contact Itachi. If Sasuke falls into Orochimaru's hands, then the deal with Itachi will be null and void. Hopefully it does not come to that. But I must prepare in case it does. Thought Sarutobi gravely. Bring me Danzo Shimura, now. With Naruto had been in a trance for about half an hour when Jiraiya felt a presence above them. Looking up he saw a Konoha messenger eagle. Calling it down and sticking his arm out, the eagle descended, slamming into the toad Sannin's arm. After a wince, Jiraiya took the scroll from its leg and shooed the messenger bird away. I wonder why Sensei sent an eagle. Did he come up with something regarding the attempt on Naruto? Wondered Jiraiya opened the scroll, his eyes widening at the information. Sasuke defected. Didn't he? Asked the blonde from his lotus position. He has felt the bird and then felt Jiraiya's emotions spike moments later. I figured he would. Ever since the Chunin exams he's been giving signals that he would. I was just too stupid to do anything about it. With Sasuke, so I take those pills and it will give me full control of my seal. Questioned Sasuke, his suspicion of the 5 people in front of him being clouded by the desire of more power. After all, he was able to destroy those Oto Genin when he used the seal, it would no doubt make him stronger. That'll show the Dobi. There's no way he will be able to beat me with this seal, then I can take on Itachi. Yep. And because you have the cursed seal of heaven, you will gain the biggest boost possible. Stated Jirobo, his face passive. If you were, say, mid-chunin level now, which I think you are, you will be roughly high chunin with the first level, low jonin in speed and strength when you activate the second. Stated Karen, a red-headed, red-eyed girl that had yet to take her eyes off of Sasuke. Shut up, bitch. Stated to Yuya under her breath, tired of the girl that in her eyes was as useless as an ice cube in an ocean. Ladies shouldn't swear to Yuya, stated Jirobo kindly. Fuck off, fatso. Oto, you sent for me? Questioned Kimimaro as he moved slowly into the room. Yes. Orochimaru-sama has ordered that you be ready in case the Sound 4 fails to retrieve Sasuke. Stated Kabuto, who had been working on a side project. They will not fail. You have told me that the Uchiha was mid-chunin level. They are all high chunin. Stated Kimimaro, sitting down against the wall next to the door. True, but Konoha will no doubt send a retrieval team. Plus there is little to no chance that his ex-teammate won't try to help the retrieval team. Stated Kabuto, his inner hate for the blonde-haired Jonin showing through slightly. Stupid brat, he completely rendered all information on himself useless. Was he hiding all of his talents? Or has he actually grown this quickly? The one who foiled the invasion attempt. I will be ready if needed. Stated Kimimaro as he stood up and returned to his room. If we ever do fight Naruto Uzumaki, you will die by my hand for ruining Master Orochimaru's plans. Good. The Sound 4 might fall to him, but Kimimaro is more than a match for him. Thought Kabuto happily as he added 2 vials together. But why send Kimimaro? He is already in failing health. There are plenty of others I could send, after all, Karen is already with them. With Shikamaru and Shino stood with their backs to the north gate, in front of them stood Ino, Choji, Neji, and Kiba. Okay, as of right now, we are on an A, possibly S-rank retrieval mission to capture Sasuke Uchiha, who left under unknown circumstances last night during the guard shift change at 11 o'clock. That gives them an 11-hour lead. Stated Shikamaru. I say capture, because we don't know for certain whether he willingly left or if he was taken. Therefore we must go under the worst-case scenario that he will attack us. The Nara continued drawing looks of concern from his team. It would be best if we streamlined our operations. Kiba should lead, as he and Akamaru have the best sense of smell as well as tracking skills. Stated Shino, from there will we go into a cross formation, as I have discussed with Shikamaru. As Shino said, we will go into cross formation. This will have Shino and I side by side protecting Ino in the center. She will be our medical support and it will be vital to ensure her safety whenever possible. Also from this position Shino and I will be able to extend orders to the following members while Shino and Kiba can communicate due to their extensive history and teamwork. Behind us will be Choji, as our best all-around fighter, he will be able to respond in any direction needed. Neji will hold the rear and scan with his bloodline to ensure that we won't be ambushed. Finished Shikamaru. So they're sending 2 Chunin and 4 Genin on an A-rank mission? Questioned Neji. This could be problematic. The Nara and Aburame are decent, as well as the Inuzuka, but it might not be enough. We will have prepared at least 1 wave of support, though 2 is likely. The first wave is thought to be 12 hours away while the second is approximately 20. Stated Shikamaru. Who is our support? Iwagakure outskirts, what's it say Kakashi? Questioned Asuma, his body tense. Dad sent an eagle. We only use those for urgent information. Single quote. My student has left the village. We are to meet a retrieval team and pursue. Stated Kakashi, disappointment in his voice. Why would we need to retrieve Naruto? He's a Jonin and with Jiraiya. Stated Kurenai. He better not show Jiraiya that picture. Actually, maybe he should. Me and Naruto in one of those books. Single quote. It's not Naruto. Let's get going. Naruto, so they are on their way to the hidden village that you believe Orochimaru set up, questioned Naruto. They would almost have to pass by this location to get there, unless they want to go all the way to bird country first. More or less, there are some secret passages that me and your father made for the third war to outflank Iowa, but they're probably overgrown by now. This crossing point is the best to cross at, so they'll probably. Jiraiya paused. Use your senses, they're about a half-mile away and moving slowly. Naruto nodded and drew on Kurama's chakra, just enough to sense negative emotions at the range Jiraiya had said they were at. Either 5 or 6 people, 4 are mid-chunin, 1 is low chunin and I believe there is another that may be mid-genin, but I can't tell for sure as they have very little negative emotions to them. Good work Gaki, though I would say that there are 5 mid-chunin and 1 high genin, but I have more experience. Now what do you sense about them? Questioned Jiraiya as he observed his student and continued to sit still to maintain the small flow of nature chakra he was collecting. All but the lower small one have heavy negative emotions, though the small one is chaotic, so they are either frightened or really exited. Stated Naruto. Very good Gaki. Now, you're back to full health, right? 10 minutes later Naruto stood alone on the head of Hashirama Senju's statue at the Valley of the End, channeling a small amount of demonic chakra to track the incoming group of ninja. Though he was focused on his task, his thoughts were split. So, you can use nature chakra, but you can't use sage mode because as a chakra beast, you can't regulate the 3 chakra types. Thought Naruto as he pondered what Kurama had just told him. That's the gist of what I just explained. Stated Kurama tiredly. Now Kit, these people are not like the Anbu that you killed, from what I can tell. They fight with power and speed, much like the spandex boy. That's good, as I have speed and power. As long as I can avoid them, they can't use their power. Thought Naruto as he kept focused on the incoming group. That is true, but for them to take the Uchiha, they have to be good. It's much harder to capture someone unharmed than it is to kill someone. And if that brat left by choice, then this group must either have outstanding skills, or a very powerful leader. So I should watch out for any tricks they might have and keep on my guard. Thought Naruto. You should always do that. But save your chakra, the less you use the longer you can fight, and versus multiple opponents, that's critical. Only use the hidden mist jutsu and in the blade. Keep my chakra as a last option. Your body has recovered and now you're just as strong as you were when you fought Shukaku's host. Got it. They should be coming out right now. Sound 4, there's 2 presences up ahead. Stated Karen. One of the chakra signatures is cage in size, the other is. Wow, I have never felt so much. Cage chakra levels. Bullshit. Lord Orochimaru has cage chakra levels. The only person around here that has that much fucking chakra is Jiraiya of the Sannin. Stated to Yuya. And what the fuck kind of evaluation is, I've never felt so much. What are we talking here? Jonin. No, the first is definitely cage in size. And the other one is. Well, if the cage was a pond, then the other one is an ocean. Stated Karen. We should go around. There's no reason to fight them if they aren't looking for a fight. And if Red Eyes over here is right, they're way stronger than us, and we have to protect the kid in this barrel until he revives. Stated the 6-armed man known as Kidomaru, who was holding a giant barrel on his back. You pussy. We're Orochimaru's personal guards. Even if the bitch is right, I guarantee that they're not stronger than all of us. Stated Sakin. We are fighting them and we are going to kill them. I missed my chance at that Uzumaki brat and there's no way I'm going to miss this. Too late now, they're in this upcoming clearing. Stated Karen with an amount of fear in her voice. She may be new to sensing, but she had been taught personally by Kabuto and Orochimaru, and she had never felt chakra as massive and as powerful as this. That's the border, we'll kill this guy and be safe from any more trash trying to catch up to us. Stated Sakin. Valley of the End. The Sound 4 burst into the clearing, the red-headed girl trailing slightly behind. They all stared at the man standing atop the head of the Hashirama Senju statue. I don't believe my luck. This is the guy Kabuto told us to kill. Shouted Sakin as he dropped into a battle stance. This twerp. This is the kid that Four Eyes told us to kill. Bullshit. Stated to Yuya as she looked at the kid who seemed to be staring at all of them at once. Where is Sasuke Uchiha? If you turn him over to me, you will be able to leave this battle unharmed. Stated Naruto with authority and confidence. This trash. Beat us. That's a laugh, I could beat you with 5 arms tied behind my back, kid. Shouted the spider-like Kidomaru. Wait, He is wearing a Jonin vest. Are you sure this is the target? Questioned Jirobo. He didn't like this. Being this close he could actually feel the power this man put off. It was like Kimimaro. Hey, Fatso is right. Orochimaru said that the kid was a genin, chunin at the most. This isn't the guy we were assigned to kill. Stated to Yuya. Suddenly, a strong killing intent covered the area. Karen fell to her knees, not used to such power, though the members of the Sound Four managed to stand their ground, if a little shaken. You think you can threaten my life and get away with it? I know who you are. You are the people Sasuke left with. It's my duty as a Tokubetsu Jonin to either return him to the village, or kill him. Whether or not you are taken down as well as your option. Stated Naruto. Oh. A Tokubetsu Jonin. He's nothing but a chunin with a few tricks. Laughed Saken. I'd say more than a few, hidden mist jutsu. Stated Naruto as the clearing they were centered in was overtaken by outrageously thick mist that even made it hard for Karen to locate the other chakra signatures. What the fuck? That four-eyed bastard didn't say anything about this. Neither did Orochimaru. Stated to Yuya loudly. Thank God my jutsu worked by sound, otherwise I'd be next to useless. Everyone. Group up and face outward. Kidomaru. Set up a net. Jirobo. Set up a wall. Shouted Saken as he and the other four moved into a ring around the barrel containing Sasuke. This isn't good, I hate to say it, but I'm not good at fighting at range, or when I can't see my opponent. Seconds started adding up while they waited, tensed and ready to strike. They had prepared for situations like this, but what they weren't prepared for, was nothing. The nothingness continued for what seemed like hours, though in reality it was only a minute. The sound shinobi continued to grow more wary as time moved on, attempting to hear their opponent move, only to find that they couldn't hear anything. That is until Naruto made his move. Sklek. Thump. Thump. Jirobo and Tayuya turned to their right and left respectively, only to find that Saken was nowhere to be found. They both looked down, only to see in horror that their leader was now headless, crumpled to the ground. His head laying a foot behind his body. Shit. He got Saken. Does that mean that Uken is dead too? Wondered to Yuya. 1, 2. I've already got one of you. Quote. The remaining group members' eyes widened as the demonic sound reverberated from every direction at once. 3, 4. He's on the floor. Tayuya began to panic. Her specialty was sound genjutsu, and she had absolutely no idea what this was. She had never felt anything like it before. Then, the killing intent increased. 5, 6. Let's throw some blood in the mix. Ah! Shouted out Kidomaru as his stomach was split open, nearly cutting him in half. He acted quickly, using his silk to stitch the wound together while he lay motionless on the ground, pretending to be dead. He had felt his web move ever so slightly, which allowed him to back up just enough as to not be cut in half. 7, 8. Death is your fate. Another swipe found its ways to the back of Karen's legs, severing her hamstrings, though missing anything vital. Karen did her best not to scream out, though she ended up letting out a choked sob of pain as she started to repair her own legs, while leaning over and helping Kidomaru patch himself up. 9, 10. Everyone heard the blade slice into a body, though there was no scream, no cry, or even a whimper. Tayuya turned to see the now dead body of Uken, split down the middle, one side landing to the right of Saken, the other laying over the top of him, a silent scream etched into both sides of his face, blood coating the ground around the dead parasitic twins. Fat ass. He got both of them. Go to level 2 and grab the crate, we have to get out of this mist. Shouted Tayuya as she began unleashing her curse mark. Her skin was overtaken by black markings that moved in slithering patterns before they began to fade away, staining her skin dark orange, almost brown as she began growing horns around her body. Jirobo had an identical transformation, although his hair had grown longer and his skin was hard and jagged. He grabbed the barrel and began moving, only to notice that the mist was being forced away by the chakra he and Tayuya were outputting. They're dissipating my mist with pure chakra. How is that possible? Are they Jinchuriki? No, the chakra isn't right, it's too controlled and dark to be a Jinchuriki. Curse marks. Thought Naruto as he released the mist, it wouldn't do any good if they could just blow it away. Alright. What's my next move? With the retrieval team. Huh. What is it boy? Questioned Kiba as he led the group after the Sound 4. Akamaru whined in fear and snuggled deeper into Kiba's jacket, still shivering violently. Hey guys, Akamaru said that there's a huge battle up ahead. He says there's a bunch of blood in the air too. Did the support squad cut them off? Questioned Ino, slightly out of breath from the rapid pace they were keeping. Not possible. The Jonin were in Earth country. That's half a day's run at Jonin speed and the unspecified group would have had to cover too much ground to be there right now. No, someone else got to them before us. Stated Shikamaru. My insects have detected traces of water chakra about 10 miles ahead of us. Also, there is a great chakra presence in that battle. Estimates are between High Jonin and High Cage, though I only have experience with Sandaime-sama and Naruto to base this on. Stated Shino. Could it be Naruto? I mean, he left with Jiraiya-sama 5 days ago, and they left in this direction. Stated Choji. It's possible, Naruto's reserves were outstandingly large during our fight. Unfortunately, my Byakugan cannot see that far, though there is a slowly dissipating cloud of chakra in the sky about 25 miles ahead. Added Neji, straining his eyes to further enhance the distance he could see. Let's speed up. If that estimate is correct, we're about an hour away from them at our current speed. States Shikamaru, who was busy trying to figure out the possible options of who could be holding the group back. Ino, though, was thinking about her fellow blonde. Naruto-kun, please be safe. With Jiraiya, you've done good Gaki. Real good. By taking out the parasitic duo, you've eliminated their apparent leader. Though that red-eyed girl seems to have already healed herself. Seems she's in Uzumaki, and that other redhead seems to be one as well, or at least half of one. Thought Jiraiya as he stood on a branch high above the clearing, suppressing his chakra to the point of non-existence. What are you gonna do now, kid? Back with Naruto, I'll ask again. Where is Sasuke Uchiha? Demanded Naruto as he placed his sword in his right hand, while he hid his left hand in his cloak. Well, if you really need to know, trash, he's in the barrel. Stated to Yuya, her vocal confidence returning with her curse mark activated to level 2. Kidomaru, what's your status? Questioned Jirobo. Another influx of power drew Naruto's attention as his eyes gazed over at the spider-like man and the red-headed girl. He watched as the Spider-Man rose to his feet, one of his left arms guarding where Naruto had slashed. His skin turned dark brown while his eyes turned pure black. The redhead who had been healing him was now behind the group. Red hair and talent for healing, and I don't feel a great deal of negative emotions coming from her. I'll try to capture her. If she's in Uzumaki, she might be one of last ones. And Spider Boy seems to have recovered fairly well, though he is still guarding that slash mark. Observed Naruto as he scanned the area. Sasuke is in the barrel, so there actually is a chance he was taken. I'll kill the other 3 and leave the redhead and Sasuke. I'll be fine, my level 2 healed everything that Red Eyes didn't, though it's pretty sore. Stated Kidomaru as he moved next to the remaining Sound 4. Damn it. This trash almost ended me, and he got Sakin and Ukin. This is bad, if we mess up at all, we're dead. So you still plan on fighting me, even though I've taken out 2 of you? Questioned Naruto. Their chakra is like Sasuke's was in the Forest of Death, only more potent. Which means that they're going to be faster and stronger. I might need Kurama on this one, but I'm going to try to get at least one of them before that. No shit, trash. In this form, we're unstoppable. Stated Kidomaru, who then spit out a bow and arrow. This guy can use Zabuza Momochi's sword, which means he must be incredibly strong, though probably not as strong as Jirobo. Plus he can use the sword while moving around silently, which no doubt means that he has great physical control, and most likely very good at using chakra to both enhance his speed and cushion his feet. I don't know how fast he is, but with Sakin and Ukin gone, we are probably at a disadvantage. I'll crush you. Stated Jirobo as he darted forward, his curse mark fueling him. To Naruto, it looked like he was moving in slow motion, high chunin maybe. For most people, he appeared to be a blur, but Naruto wasn't most people. He was used to low to mid jonin just from training, not to mention his sparring matches with Tenzo and Jiraiya. Naruto ducked under a punch and sent a right hook to Jirobo's gut. Even without his Kurama enhancements, it still did the job. Jirobo was stopped dead in his tracks. Even if the hit hadn't hurt the large ogre-like man, it stopped his momentum. Naruto spun behind him, slicing at the large mont's back, earning a deep gash that crossed from Jirobo's left shoulder blade to his right hip. Naruto didn't give the others time to act as he moved as fast as he could, approaching the spider like Kitamaru. He held his blade to the side ready to finish him off when Kitamaru held up his bow and arrow, firing it at the blonde's chest, only for Naruto to deflect it to his left with the flat of his sword. Kitamaru cursed and began producing another arrow, but wasn't able to by the time Naruto had gotten within range and delivered a vertical slash, just missing the spider-like man as he dodged to his right, only for Naruto to stick the blade in the ground and swing horizontally around the handle, kicking him in the face. Summoning technique. Doki! Shouted to Yuya as she slammed her hand into the ground. A flash of smoke later revealed three massive ogre-like creatures, each had their eyes covered, ears covered and mouths sewn shut. Summoning technique. Kyodegumo! Shouted Kitamaru, now standing on top of a giant black spider with red markings all over it. Jirobo looked on in anger, his back split and his spinal cord destroyed from the slash. He was next to useless now and he had reverted back to normal, not able to physically handle his curse mark anymore. I'm done. But at least I can get one last shot at that blonde prick. Kinjutsu. Earth Golem Bomb. Naruto heard the shout and became wary. He knew for a fact that Kinjutsu was bad news. He and the other moved far away as Earth started to build around the large man and compact down to rock. Boom. The rock-covered body exploded, sending rock shrapnel rocketing everywhere. Kitamaru had heard the name of the jutsu and shot a net in front of the giant spider, keeping him and the spider free from harm. Yuya commanded her doki to take the hit. Each took a few injuries, but not enough to dispel them. Naruto had hidden behind his blade, which withstood the barrage, but had a few dings and a large chip in it now. It's had worse, hell, I almost snapped it in half when I tried to block Pervy Sage's Rasengan before the finals. That's two down. If you give me Sasuke and the girl with red eyes, you too will be spared. What do you want with me? Questioned the red-eyed girl loudly. Does he want to violate me? You have skill in healing. You could be a valuable asset to the village. Plus you are most likely an Uzumaki, like the other redhead. That just so happens to be the clan I'm trying to rebuild. Stated Naruto. If I can remove her from the fight, there's a better chance for me to win, I won't have to worry about her healing them. Clan? Questioned Karen. But Orochimaru-sama said that I wasn't from a clan, I'm an orphan. We refuse your offer. Or more than enough to defeat you, trash. Stated to Yuya as she started playing on her flute. The doki sprung to life and headed straight at Naruto. Foolish. Thought Naruto, who held his sword in front of him, horizontal to the ground. I hope this works, I've only managed to do this once. Wish me luck Asuma-sensei. Flying Swallow. The Kubikiribocho began to shine bright blue before taking on a green tint, chakra extended from the end of the blade, coming to a point 5 feet from the end of the original blade, where the chakra ended. Naruto swung the now 10-foot-long sword as the doki approached. The wind-enhanced sword split the three doki in half before they faded out of existence. It's time I finish this. Stated Naruto as the sword returned to normal. How much can I use, Kurama? Stick with 15%. I know you can handle almost 25 now, but that starts to break down your body, 15 should be more than enough. Just make sure you end this quickly, even if you defeat them, there could be more coming. Stated Kurama. Got it. Replied Naruto as he started glowing red. The red shifted lighter and lighter, growing until it resembled a dark orange cloak. This ends. Now. Holy shit. What jutsu is that? First he kills all my doki in one move, then he starts glowing fucking red and now he look like he's surrounded by red chakra. Thought to Yuya, frozen in fear. Even the Kyodegumo is afraid of him now. What is this red chakra? Is it like our curse marks? Thought Kitamaru, who was taken out of his musings as the blonde disappeared from sight. He looked around quickly, not even picking up movement. Suddenly, Yuya flew backwards, folded over to the point that her forehead was almost touching her knees. Standing where she had been was the blonde-haired kid that they were told to kill, his legs still extended. Yuya bounced and rolled to a stop, her body against a tree, the curse mark receding as she coughed up some blood and passed out. That was a kick. How strong is this guy? That would have broken a civilian in half. Kyodegumo. Catch him in your web. Shouted Kitamaru as he began looking for the blonde-haired kid again. The giant spider let out a horrible screech. Kidamaru looked down to see the blonde, his giant sword buried in the forehead of the Kyodaigumo, before the blonde pulled the blade out and retreated, waiting for the giant summon to dispel. You killed her. You killed Kyodaigumo, shouted Kidamaru in rage. His face gaining black lines, inadvertently forcing the curse seal to adapt a new level. I'm going to kill you. Well, that can't be good, thought Naruto as he tightened his grip on the sword. Kit, I think that's a new level. His chakra output just increased and it's stronger now. Be careful. Kidamaru charged, his speed rocketing to mid-Jonin as he charged recklessly, all 6 fists coated in sticky spider gold, turning them into blades. He swiped at Naruto, aiming for the blonde's head, missing as Naruto ducked under and slashed with the sword, only for it to parried by one of the arm blades. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like for more what ifs and support the author. See you guys in the next video.